Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Aurora Zoo. And we have quite a lot to look at in today's episode. We've made quite a bit of progress since the last episode, so looking forward to showing all of that to you. So, first off, as you can see, we finally have the zoo open up to guests. And if we take a look, we'll jump back to the front of the zoo. So we have these buses here, which I got off the workshop. Highly recommend grabbing these. But I put the guest spawners right under each bus, so you can see them there. And I tried to line them up with like the doors on the bus, so it looks like the guests are actually coming off and going onto the bus as they leave the zoo. So I think it's really cool. The other thing we did is we finally turned off, or turned on. There's the, under economy settings, there is the power everything that you can turn on in Sandbox. I had that on for a while, so that way, as we were building, everything would have lights and it'd be easier to see as we're building. But now that the zoo is open and I want to actually manage it, I turned that setting off and actually put in some power generators around. So I put one right here so it can light up all the lights over here. I also put one over here, so I just made them like little shacks that kind of tucked away, hidden amongst the trees. Also, if you're wondering, so the guests, or the spawner, is there by the buses. The actual zoo entrance is right here in this atrium, so that's where the guests will actually pay for their tickets. But it's a hustling, bustling zoo. It's looking super good. Everybody's obviously very cold because it is the tundra biome. It is a real shame that with the Arctic pack, they didn't, like Frontier didn't add warm clothing for guests. I think it would have made so much more sense, at least when you're in this biome, that guests would not be wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts. But you know, it is what it is. We do have heaters around the zoo, as you guys know, but you can see shops are open. Monorail's not open yet because it's not a complete track. Everything's looking good. So the progress we made is actually beyond the cheetah and tiger habitat over this way. I really love how this looks, kind of the incline of the path, and then we added our own custom fencing here. I think it just looks really good. Of course, we still have the staff area over there. I have another one over here. So this goes for the cheetah habitat as well as the jaguar habitat, which is back here. So since the last episode, we added jaguars and the West African lion. We'll head on over this way. So here is the exterior of the jaguar habitat, and I think it looks so good. Wait till you guys see the inside, but I love how the outside is keeping with the log cabin kind of rustic theme, but then when you go inside, it's actually themed to the South America area, which I just think it's so cool. It's a bit of a clash from the outside, and you don't really expect it. And of course, we're still doing the double set of doors, so trying to keep the heat inside the building. But yeah, this is our jaguar habitat, and I think it's looking really good. We actually go into the habitat here. So we got lots of climbing stuff around for them. We have, of course, a natural water feature, so a little mini cascading waterfall. I think there was an update to, with the 1.3 update, the Jaguars actually have a water requirement now, which they didn't before. So they actually, there it is. They actually have a requirement of water, which it's fine. It worked out because I always like to put natural water features in habitats anyway, but Yeah, I really like how it turned out. Super happy with it. And the Jaguars seem happy too. I like the building, even though it's not completely enclosed. I think because it kind of curves over the top like that, I think it'd be enough to keep the cold air out. The top of that tree has a little bit of snow in it, but that's part of the fun of the challenge we're doing in this zoo. Is we're in the tundra biome, obviously, and we're only doing animals that like warm temperatures. So trying to make sure that inside the habitats are warm, and then the outside still is like snowy and cold looking. And so far, I think we're doing a really good job of that. Especially, I mean, I've showed it before, but one of my favorite views in the whole zoo is from the tiger habitat. Just being able to see the snowy mountaintop behind there with like the tropical theming of the habitat. It's just so cool. I love it. We're gonna click through some walls. And then the other habitat is the West African lion. So there is the exterior of the building. It's a very simple building. I realized after I was kind of building it, it's just a big rectangle, but I think it's okay to have some simple buildings mixed in, because like if you look at like this building's got a really unique shape. Even the habitat itself, obviously the cheetah habitat is a very unique shape, and then like our entrance lodge as well. So having just sort of a basic rectangle shaped building, I think is fine. So you walk in and you come up some stairs. So we got another little elevated viewing area. You can look over and see the lions. I love when they just hold the toys in their mouths. It's so fun. But this one was a bit unique. It's not totally enclosed either. Kind of did the opposite of what I did for the Jaguars, where I covered it over the top, but then the sides are open. And so this one's definitely a little bit more of a modern build, but I think it kind of necessitates it just because of like the size and the shape of the roof there. I think making it that large out of wood I feel like it would have actually looked more out of place, honestly. But you know, we're doing like a rustic log cabin themed zoo, but we're gonna have to have some more modern structures built in, because you have to think they wouldn't do what we need to do to make sure that the animals are warm. So we want this habitat, but I didn't want to just leave it open. We have to have some way to block the elements for the lions, and we did that, and it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Of course, we have another water feature, natural water feature. We have our little lion den there, because they do require a hard shelter. I also really like this. It kind of just worked out the way that we designed it, but the staff like break room lines right up, so the staff come drink some coffee on their break or eat their lunch. They can watch the lions while they're taking a little break, which I thought was like really cool. And then finally, the other thing is we added the defroster. So this was an idea we had when we started the zoo. Is since it's Tundra Zoo, we wanted to have areas where guests could come and warm themselves up. Kind of the opposite of, you know, like theme parks have like the little misting zones. So this is like, they're like warming zones, but we're calling it the defroster. But this is also kind of a dual purpose, I guess tri-purpose, because not only do they come in to warm up, but we have a Hats Fantastic where we're just selling lion hats. Unfortunately, they don't have like cheetah, tiger, or jaguar hats, but so we're just selling lion hats. And then we have a toilet block as well. So yeah, I think it's really cool. And if we look at it at nighttime, it's looking pretty sweet as well. So everything is all lit up. Of course, we have the Aurora Borealis, so it's super fitting with the name of our zoo as well. So that's really cool to see. But yeah, we made sure everything that needs to be lit up is lit up. Even like the little staff areas. We have plenty of lights for them. I did notice, it was actually brought to my attention on a live stream, which, by the way, if you aren't following me over on my Twitch channel, I do stream Planet Zoo every single weekend, so make sure to head on over there, give my channel a follow. The link is always down below in the description. But it's always a really good time, and we do most of, I would say 90% of the building I do in this zoo is done on stream. So if you're ever interested, make sure you come check us out. But they Frontier updated the lights in the 1.3 update. So this looks way different than it did at first. And you can see the lights here have more of a defined cone kind of beam there. And it doesn't really, they don't really illuminate the same way. So if you're curious, the lights I'm talking about are these, the New World area light. These, just instead of kind of giving off like an area light, which is what they're called, they just do like this little beam, and it actually makes it darker than it was before. And actually, I'll put up a screenshot of what it looked like prior to the update so you guys can see. But this is the this is how it looks now, and then this is how it looked before. So I reached out to Frontier and just asked, be like, hey, can we pretty please change the lights to the way they used to be? Because it just looks, it's so much darker, and I don't want to have to like redo the whole thing. But it's the same for all of the interiors of my buildings. Like in here, it's not quite as bad, but it's really dark down here. It just, they don't provide the same amount of light that they used to, which is a bit of a shame. So hopefully Frontier will listen and they'll make that update. They are always really good at doing that kind of stuff and making those kinds of changes. So hopefully we'll see. I would love to see that happen. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for this update. Hope you guys are excited. We're gonna start our next area of the zoo, which I think we're gonna start using some of the Australian animals, because I really want to get some of those added into Aurora Zoo. So, as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.